Good afternoon, it's Hello KB, and welcome to a rather overcast day in the brand new Kona. And a hybrid, you say? Well, that means road trip, so we're heading through to Wetherby for the SMMT test day, where we get to drive a lot of cars. And yes, I'm in my comfortable attire, but when we go on a road trip, I want to wear something where I feel nice and relaxed. It'll be about a 2-hour journey, and what we'll do throughout the trip is take a look at MPG. It's supposed to return around 60, which I don't think is bad for an SUV of this size. For a start, it's longer, so you've got more cabin space. And I think that was pretty much the only complaint about this vehicle. And it wasn't really a complaint, it was, I feel a little bit cramped. It'd be nice to have a little more room. But on top of that, they've revised the full interior and the outside, but it still bears a resemblance to Kona. If you don't fancy the hybrid, you could go full electric, or you could go ICE. Yeah, there's a 1.6 turbo and a 1 litre turbo. This has got a 4-cylinder petrol engine, it's turbocharged, and it's got an electric motor. It's the Atkinson cycle system. Prices, anything with hybridity or electric technology, you always see a premium on, but it is slowly starting to come down. This is around 36,000. The 1 litre turbo is going to be a fair bit less than, say, the hybrid. And this is the perfect stepping stone if you're thinking, actually, I may go EV in the future. When you've got a hybrid, especially when you don't have to charge it, you just get for a feel of how the vehicle drives. Because so many people jump in something like, say, a PHEV or a full EV and go, I can't do this. And that's it. You have to change your mindset and also your view of the vehicle. Thing is, we've been driving these for about 4 years now. Road trips, length and the breadth of the country. Looking forward to this one. It certainly looks sleeker, but it still retains the look of the Kona, which is really important. This sold exceptionally well, and it won a shed load of awards. And I think you'd agree with me, the N Line trim really sets it off. You can get solid colours, metallic colours, or pearl. Just wait till you see the light show. Front camera, rear camera, parking sensors, cross traffic alert, mitigation systems, detects pedestrians, bicycles, AEB. The safety suite is something else. And what a vehicle to go in. You've just got to love gesture control. When shaking your foot, well, that's clever. Got to stay there. So if you decide not to, you can walk away and it won't open the boot. Decent size and no boot lip. I'm rather impressed with this new variant. To be honest, I do prefer it to the previous gen. It's certainly going down the Hyundai design route, and that's a really good thing. Oh, that aggressive front splitter. Love it. Anyway, I don't want to give too much away. Throughout the journey, we'll stop off at various places and we'll take a deeper look at the styling, the interior and the practicality. Yeah, very nice. And yes, you'll likely recognise that. I've seen it in various Hyundai Group vehicles. Looks like the weather's picking up, but with things like lane departure warning and lane mitigation systems, this, we probably won't even notice it. Time to jump in the driver's seat. So, no key, as you'd expect, but you can also get a smart key, which means if you've got, say, an iPhone that's the latest, you could use that to open your car. Keyless entry and blind spot detection on the mirrors. It's sporty, it's rather aggressive. They've certainly revised the Kona. It wasn't a bad looking vehicle and the powertrain was great across the board. But this one, I suppose they've just made more of it. And to be honest, the powertrain is pretty much the same. But there were no complaints when it came to that. I really enjoyed it. So once again, it's time to climb aboard the Kona and go on a road trip. You can tell it's N Line because of the red accents. And yes, it's easy to climb into. And I can drop my seat. Fair bit, to be honest. Very nice. The one thing that is different to the previous one, a column shift. Anyway, that's enough whittering on. Let's set off.
See you soon.
That's similar to Ioniq 5, and if I remember correctly, that symbolises Hyundai. So we've got 429 miles of range. So there's no pure electric range on this. Drive modes. This little rotary down here. Eco, Sport and snow, making the drivetrain more responsive, or less responsive if it comes to eco. We'll try and avoid that one. Next up, Wood Hall. Actually, let's head to booths first. Dropped into electric mode. And the petrol engine's kicked in. Very smooth transition.
Turn right.
Look, Bev! Which is kind of ironic because they're not full electric vehicles, but anyway. Very nice the Sportage. Silverdare's looking a little
busy.
It's peppy. Nice sharp steering. Not too heavy, travelling at around 20 miles an hour. But I can feel it weighting out. Well, that was agile. Wow, it's a warm day, isn't it, Annabelle?
It is, yes.
Okay, exceeding the speed limit, we get a bit of a beep.
You get 4 bongs.
At 21, it doesn't seem to do much. So it's when you get up to 23, that's worth noting. So we'll be doing 3 counties today: Lancashire, Cumbria, and then Yorkshire. Let's see how it handles down this little section of road I call the roller coaster. And it is national speed limit, in case you're wondering. Ooh, very nice. Got decent pull. I've hardly got my foot on the accelerator. It's well poised, balanced. Even on this little B road. Going around the corners, very little body roll. I mean, obviously it'll increase if I go a bit faster into, say, a Z bend, but driving at normal speeds along here, very cool. Ooh, yeah, power's there. So under the bonnet, we've got a 1.6 4-cylinder turbocharged unit, and it's an Atkinson cycle system. Got the electric motor and battery. Oh. This is just a regen. I didn't know whether it was for the gearbox or the regen.
Right.
And if you don't fancy an auto, you can get a petrol manual. This is a 6-speed dual clutch, but on some of the other variants, you can get a 7-speed dual clutch, which is automatic. Very clear cluster, nice and easy to see when you're charging and when you're using your power. I do like what they've done with the interior. It feels massively refreshed. That's it. I suppose the cluster pod has kind of lived its life. So to have bigger screens, it just makes things a lot easier. You can glance and just see the information you need. Ooh, look! Space forward.
10.1 miles.
And there we have a new Tucson.
Then
It's nicely refined.
turn right.
Quiet. Very little road noise too. You hear a little bit of the tyre noise. Wind noise we'll look at when we're going, say, 50 or 60 miles an hour. We don't need to accelerate very much. Seems to coast for England. Get ready for a beautiful view. So this is our side. If you're lucky enough, you might see the bore there. And that is a strong, powerful, I suppose it's like a wave that comes up that body of water. Oh, we've dropped into electric mode. That's a Polo with that indicated. Very smooth, isn't it?
Yes, it's really refined drive, isn't it?
Well, you don't notice it change modes.
No,
do you?
it's seamless.
They've just upped everything Kona was. And to be honest, it was pretty good to start with.
Well, it's always a delightful surprise to get in it and go, wow, it was good before, but look how much more they've done to it to make it even better.
Sorry,
Turn
rally cars.
left.
No, you're right. Let's engage sport. Past the cyclist. Nice seamless drop of the gear then. And if I kick down now, it can propel itself. Yeah, it does make a little bit of noise. The thing is, that kind of comes with the territory when it comes to Atkinson cycle systems. Rest assured, it's not as loud as an old school CVT. Now we're on this worst bit of road, you can hear a bit more tyre noise. Another beautiful view. The estuary, once again. Wow.
Bit of a beast.
Yeah, big for down here. But this floods, and it shows you nature at its finest, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Little bit of body roll. Nothing excessive, was it?
No, but it's nice enough to keep you comfortable.
Oh yeah, that's it. If you make it too stiff, it's just not very bearable, is it, if you're driver and passenger?
No.
No, like this. It's set up about right, to be honest, for a B segment SUV. Very comfortable drive. Thing is, it's still engaging enough to be fun too, which I think is half the battle. Back into electric mode. Quite quick on the launch. Lots of safety across the board on this. Detection systems, mitigation systems. That's for cars, pedestrians, bikes. AEB. And sensors and cameras all throughout. Next stop, booths. We'll drop off our myriad of carrier bags, crisp packets and bread bags. It'd be nice if they did some curbside recycling with that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And here we are. If you're not aware of booths, you need to come
Half a
here
mile
to get some fine
at the
foods.
roundabout.
Yeah, the comestibles are of a high quality, aren't they then?
Well, I think
half
it
a mile
initially started out as a
at the
farmer's
roundabout.
market, didn't it?
Continue
Oh, that would
straight.
explain it.
Make a U-turn.
Whilst Annabelle's in the shop picking up some fine comestibles, cheese and onion pie, answers on the postcard if you know what that reference is from. I'll have a walk round and look at some of the styling. I mean, if Annabelle pans the camera now, you can see that the dashboard has changed immensely. But the thing is, you've still got rotaries and buttons. As for this, it looks like something out of the DeLorean. I love the way that we've got a proper exhaust and this rear diffuser styling. Okay, hello cat bag. Okay, this is going to take some time. Seems to be a Hyundai day. Styling's certainly changed, hasn't it? The thing is, there's what you call a certain charm to these, especially with their 3-spoke wheels. But this in N Line trim, whew, it carries it off very nicely. This light bar at the front, which is a cross between Cylon and Night Ride, I'd say. Chunky front bumper and LED lights all round. Okay, I'm close enough. You should be able to open your door if you press the button.
Oh, I didn't know if it would work because I didn't have the key in my hand.
Oh yes, I like that. 360 view.
Really handy, isn't it?
It is. It's exceptionally handy. Still, it's taken me a while to get used to the column shift. Depending on where your seat is, you might not be able to see when it's in drive, park, etc.
It is strange to not have it there.
So we're leaving booths and we'll head towards the M6, but instead we're going to head through Kirkby Lonsdale on the A65, and that'll take us pretty much to Skipton, and then we can head up to Harrogate and Wetherby. The road's empty and we pull away in electric. Kick down and there's the engine. And yes, because it's Hyundai, when you indicate, you get a camera view in the cluster, like so. Clear. Bit of a launch. Ooh, that's nice. Green BM. Nice launch. Oh look, Dorothy's coming towards us.
Wow.
Not just that, that was a facelift. There's the M6 in front of us. Comfortable, supportive seats, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are.
Turn
Lovely road
left.
this. Under load it does make a bit of noise, but that's only if you proper floor it from a junction. 95% of the time it just sounds like a normal engine. Thing is, as I mentioned, that comes with the territory of this system. But it's got decent torque, and considering it, I think it's about 140 brake horsepower, so it's not big outputs, but that's the benefit of an electric motor. Instant torque. Well, it's really quieting down in the cabin now, hasn't it? So we're travelling at about 30 miles an hour. Yeah, like you mentioned before, it's well refined. It must be rather well insulated because there's a fair old bit of wind out there and you can't hear it, can you?
No.
Well, it's certainly Tractor Alley, isn't it, Annabelle?
Mind you, we are getting up to Kirby Lonsdale, so is that really surprising?
Also, Cumbria around here. He was motoring. But if you noticed, the vehicle didn't think, that's coming at me, even though it did come a little close to the line. So that's one thing you can rest assured of. It's not going to just anchor up and go, something like that's coming at me. Because some safety systems are a little overzealous. But this, that seems to be spot on. Oh, you feel that electric motor, can't you?
Yeah.
We'll have to test the adaptive too. No, this is all singing and dancing. Okay, so we've used 6 miles of range. We've done way more than that, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, that's.
It
is beautiful here. We live in a lovely part of the world.
We don't normally drive this section of the road either, do we?
No, so it's nice to be able to see it, and it's coming into autumn colours as well.
Oh, now the vehicle's coasting. No wonder it's so efficient. It's holding at 36 miles an hour through here without any acceleration. So we're about 3 miles away from Kirby Lonsdale. But these are proper driving roads. Around this sweeping bend, it just maintains composure. Yeah, it's good driving experience. Kirby Lonsdale, the home of Devil's Bridge. And there's another booths. An interesting thing about the booths, Bar Millthorpe, they've adopted Instavolt rapid chargers. We don't need them for this, but it's very handy if you've got an EV. Reliable, easy to use. And there's a Tucson, Skipton 32. So we've got, what, around 80 miles would you say, Annabelle?
64 now from where we are.
40 miles an hour. I'm going to put my foot down. 60, and it would exceed it. And we're in eco, so in sport it's considerably quicker. A bit of tyre noise now, but to be honest, it's expected on 18-inch wheels. And they're not the best roads around here either, are they?
No.
American, look! Harley Davidson F-150 import. Love it. Right. This looks like a sport moment to me. So, there's sport. The cluster has changed.
No, it's gone into
That's
snow.
because we've gone into snow. There we go, we're in sport and we've got red. So, sat at 30. Oh, it's readying itself and gun it. 50. 60. Thing is, it's not jarring, is it?
Not at all. It's a very smooth transition.
Yeah.
And it's punchy and it just goes.
And there we go. It's now leveled out, even in sport mode. Nice. Okay, back to eco. Well, we've just entered North Yorkshire, so we're in our third county already. Ingleton, once again. We seem to be living here, don't we?
Yeah. But the outdoor pool here is great.
It is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we were here
2 weeks ago.
yeah, for Northern Group of Motor Riders.
Mm-hmm.
I keep feeling the lane keep assist. It's not invasive, you just know it's there, especially when you're going around, say, in relatively quick bends.
Well, that's it. This journey's all about those kind of bends, isn't it? Because
That's
it's
why we
up,
like the A65, isn't it? It's very fast. But it's got a variety of roads that will test this vehicle across the board. I do like the way that everything's slightly angled towards the driver.
But it's still open enough for the passenger in the front to be able to see it, access it, whatever.
Well, that's it. That's good design, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thinking of everybody in every eventuality. Plus, it's nice and responsive. It's quick. My navigation, which I can display here. I will CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB radio, and a myriad of car settings as well.
Yeah, that's a firm favourite of mine as well.
No haptics. Real buttons, screens, everything. They definitely know their audience.
Well, that's it. It doesn't look old, outdated or anything like that. It looks very modern, cutting edge. It's just still got the functionality that we all look for and need.
Exactly.
No, in your words, Annabelle, it
Ticks all the boxes.
It does. Bends like this, it just digs in.
And I'm not too buffeted about in the passenger seat either.
No. Considering it's an SUV, it's relatively nimble and agile. And you've got that. You can feel the electric motor now, you feel it.
Yeah.
Just like keep. May not launch the quickest, but through normal driving and say acceleratory on roads like this, you'll really feel the power. Oh, a bath. To be honest, most of the gear changes. Wow, that's big.
And it was booking.
It was. Mind you, they do on this road, don't they?
Well, I think it's a faster road than people would give it credit for.
Oh yeah. The way it's driving, I'd say they've refined it. So the dampers. I mean, essentially the powertrain's the same. As I mentioned before, there was no complaints with that. So it makes sense that they've used it. The likelihood is there'll be some small revisions. You can see why this sells. Very enjoyable. Cheese!
Grab it!
Cheese again! And finally, cheese. 57, travelling at 57 to the gallon. I think you could exceed that quite easily. Proper buttons on the steering wheel.
Switch.
Yeah, switches, that's it.
In a quarter of a mile.
Chunky
At the
studs around this tight roundabout. Nice. Ah, look, you've got an MPG bar here. Look! Oh, Mercedes and Porsches.
What are the yards? Wow.
Ooh. Now Long Preston. Look at that. That's awesome. It's like a little sooty van. T25. And yes, the Audi coupes, oh my word, they're uncovered. Well, one is. In everyday driving, it gets up to speed quickly and efficiently. To be honest, you don't really notice it. The hill's certainly not a problem for it. It's just steaming up here.
Yeah, it was effortless, wasn't it?
Well, that was my biggest thought with this. It's only about 140 brakes, something like that. A lot of people do underestimate, including me by the sound of it,
I
how
think
an
it's just
electric
more.
motor will help.
Well, no, I think it's just more of a lovely surprise.
Because this has got smaller brake horsepower, but still delivers the performance. I mean, it's not the quickest thing off the light, but when you
get going and
Yeah,
you can keep
exactly.
going, and then it surprises you even more because it's still very nippy, nimble and fast.
Yeah. Still comfortable, and we've got heat if we do need it. But to be honest, no. And now we just sweep round it. Hargrave. That's the thing about the A65 from here, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just picturesque after picturesque after picturesque.
Yeah, just going through little hamlets and villages. Now that is a lot of hay bales.
Well, we've got plenty of time to delve further into this, haven't we?
So you're going to say chew the fat. Sound like those aliens off Simpsons. Chew the fat. Percy I-8 or whatever he's
Yeah.
called.
Liang and Bob.
Yeah. Similar.
Yeah, I know, different genre.
Yeah.
Well, not different genre, but
Film.
different film. Yeah.
60 mpg.
So that's gone up. That's nice.
Skipton!
At the roundabout. Take the second exit. We're getting close. The
Up to
roundabout.
motorway speeds, nice and
Take the
easy.
second exit.
Well, 60. After some research on the A roads, I can safely say no, it doesn't scrub off speed when going into corners. I'll have to test it with traffic. It will do in adaptive and things like that, but when in normal mode, just driving without any kind of cruise on, it just continues to coast, which I suppose makes it more efficient. That is a heck of a lawnmower.
Yeah.
We're heading towards Bolton Abbey.
If you go right, you could book into Betty's. Well, not book anymore. You have to queue, don't you? To get yourself a nice fat raffle. I have noticed when you're going down steep hills, it doesn't just free roll, so it does keep. I suppose it's like a fair bit of control. Ooh, Stelvio! I've seen many of those. So that's nice, because otherwise it would feel like it was in neutral and it might be a bit. So it's good that it doesn't do that. It's really quieting down now. We're doing about 60 miles an hour. Very little road noise at this speed, to be honest.
Yeah. No, they know a thing or two about refinement, don't they? They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. I can't hear any wind noise off the mirrors either. Usually at this speed, considering the size, but if you've noticed the shape of them, they've also got blind spot detection. And it's a damn good system. That's like a mini Devil's Bridge, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Decent infotainment screen, and yeah, it's nice and responsive. I do like these red touches. Nice and clear. Everything laid out really easily. For example, you've got the clock in the top left corner. And that's an interesting thing. You've got the map, but you've also got the road sign recognition on there. Sneaky camera van there. Welcome to one of the quietest sections of road ever. And now, the complete opposite. It's not just the limit that pops up, it's also things like tight bend. It would have been nice to see a little bit more power, but to be honest, 9 times out of 10, it's perfectly fine. I mean, take this hill here, it's rather steep, which explains why the 40-foot has gone tanking it into it, so he's got enough momentum to climb. 5, maybe 7 miles later, there's another camera van.
Yeah, it was a bit excessive, guys.
Yes. And it's a straight bit of road. This looks a bit of a roller coastery road, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's very tactile, isn't it? It's
It
got
is.
a grit of kind of like a grip to it, isn't it?
It's harder more than soft, but it doesn't feel like, say, the top of the door cards. It's nice to the touch.
This door pocket, it's huge. It's quite cavernous, actually. You can get loads of stuff in it because we've got the press back here. You can easily get a bottle or a glass in there, but you've also got a cup holder here. And on a long journey, you can put your arm there and it's comfortable. And we've got a padded armrest, a very nicely cushioned padded armrest in the middle that's big enough for both you and the driver.
Now this is what you call, I suppose it's like mining subsidence. But this is just, it's eating them up. It's not jolty, and it's not too wallowy either. Whether it's an A road, a B road, something that's more like a roller coaster, or something that looks like it's had large moles, it still offers a rewarding driving experience. Pottering through the villages.
But that's it, you want EV to poodle around somewhere like this. It's lovely.
You do.
About 12 miles now.
We're still getting 58 to the gallon as well. No, there's a lot of refinements and changes. I think it's about 15 centimetres bigger. And that might not sound like a lot, but it gives you more legroom in the back. And this just, I don't know, it feels more open.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of it's to do with the redesign of the dash.
But it is very roomy in here, as you said.
Yeah, no, it's good for its size, isn't it?
Hedgehogs.
Wow. To be honest, that was quite a quick launch, and we got wheel spins. How come whenever we get to this point, we always get stuck behind a bike, so we can't quite work out if we need to follow the bike or pass it to cut in? And to be honest, I think
We'll follow
we're
the
gonna have
bike.
to follow it.
In half
Nice
a mile,
cornering.
turn right.
There you go, there's a demonstration of the sharp steering. It's nicely weighted and it gives good feedback. Nice and direct too, so you can just, here it goes. Nice wall. I do like a good wall.
It's like beautified up with like flares and stuff too.
Another session. Which way? Straight?
Straight for now.
Okay. Wetherby.
Some lovely big houses around here.
Steepish hill. And that's not floored. That's just putting my foot down a little bit.
10.1 miles.
And it's not running out.
Turn right.
Very nice. We're still getting 58 to the gallon, even though I keep doing standing starts essentially.
Turn right.
What?
Turn right. It's up here.
Who is it? Wow, there's somebody running towards us. You look like a steam train. So we're about a mile away from Wood Hall. And here we are. It's a long, majestic driveway, isn't it? It's that nice hotel. Like they're having drinks in the garden. Peaceful. Well, here we are. Our first destination. Time for some barbecue. Oh look, geese flying over. Lovely. Let's go and get some food, have a chill, and then we'll come out. We'll have a look at the lights and we'll head to our hotel that we're staying over in tonight, which is the Rudding Park. And then we'll pick it up tomorrow with SMMT. But no, they've improved it tenfold. Just apply the brake, which is on the right hand side here is a little. So yeah, electronic, no old school one. And then if you hit P on the end, just puts it into park. And if I turn this off, well, you can tell, and it's an automotive journalist event. And that's just this car park. Thank you, Wood Hall. And next stop, Rudding Park Hotel. About 20 minutes